This is Clarity Empress, the Empress of Clarity, here to do a collective energy live reading. I hope everyone is doing well. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Comment in the comment section or in the chat and let me know if the reading resonates with you. This is not a live donation reading. This is a live collective. So anyway, again, hope all is well. Sorry for the closeness of the camera, but this is the way we're gonna have to do it until I just reported my lives to YouTube to try to understand if it's not my connection, which I don't see it being the connection, why are they now freezing? So that's weird, okay? Anyway, Tuesday. I was gonna text you, but then I got on live too soon and had to jump on my phone. How are you? Girl, 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 girl. That skit was the ball. All right, we gonna do a collective energy. I've been getting hell. When I don't get on, Spirit give me download, 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 and I'm like, but Spirit, I am not at the in the office. I'm not at my desk. I can't, So I try to put posts up, that resonate with folks, but I'll be getting hit with some serious downloads. I'm doing well. How are you? I am doing good. I texted Black Cherry to let her know to come on if she can. I don't know. I just let her know. All right. All right, Spirit, give me a message for the collective. What they need to know. I sent you something else in DM. I think you've seen it. I don't know. I think you saw it. What does the collective need to know? How do I get this further back without having to hold it? Uh, no, I don't know. I can't see if I tilt it to the other side. Huh. All right, we're gonna try to angle it that way so we folks can see a little bit more. Okay. All right, Spirit, give me a message for the collective. Oh, first of all, I got my whole deck backwards. Stubborn. So whoever this is about, you or your person, is it some stubborn silence that y'all want to talk? Y'all on standoff. You're not talking. Someone refuses to listen, especially when the truth is tough. It's a nudge to open up and really hear what's being said, even if it bugs you. True growth starts with listening, even if you would rather not. I just had that conversation with somebody today. Let me go to my computer. Hold on. I literally had that conversation with somebody who said to me that, well, they wanted to hear a private reading that I did for them, and you know, in the readings that I do privately and sometimes publicly, things come out and sometimes they happen either as I'm speaking, has just happened, or within 24 hours. So something happened to confirm what was coming out in the reading. And the person was resistant initially and during the reading. And now, it wasn't a stubborn silence, but it was a stubbornness. And I remember saying, I think you're just going to do it. Regardless of the advice, I feel like you're just going to do it. So you're going to have to learn the lesson, as it comes along. That's the best I can do because it ain't my journey. And it's really about, oh, Lord. What you need? Oh, it's bugging out. Hey, Black Cherry. Y'all see me okay? Can you see and or hear me? Okay, because the Wi-Fi bugging out. Oh, I'm about to get a whole new set. I'm trying with T-Mobile, but y'all, I don't know. It ain't gonna make it up in this house. It was cheaper. The other one wasn't much better. I don't know why they make all these promises. 5G is awesome. It is shaky at best. It really is. Oh my gosh. It's shaky at best. Okay, good. All right, I'm just setting something up while I talk to y'all. Oh, bear with me. What am I doing? Edit. No, there we go. Just audio. All right, export. Forgive me, y'all. Hey, I'm coming. I had to render something while I talk to y'all since I can't use my computer the way I need to. Okay. So yeah, there was a stubbornness I saw, and I've seen that. I bring it up to say I've seen that in a lot of people where it's almost like I don't want to hear what you're saying because I know it's what I need to hear. I don't want to hear what you're saying because that would mean I need to change something or do something differently. I don't want to hear what you're saying because then I can't control the situation or control you. I don't want to hear what you're saying because it doesn't align with what I want and what I desire, and I'm unwilling to compromise. This is what this type of stubborn silence is about. You know, and some people feel like they can control you through silence as well. You know, by being defiant, you end up in a standoff with somebody, mainly because they just don't want to bend. They want you to bend to them. Tell me more. Huh? Yeah, but this not gonna get somebody where they want. Homelessness, adversity, resilience, shelter, survival, excuse me, compassionate. I feel that this is more someone's putting themselves in a very volatile situation. Um, Isolated, you know, this could be hermit energy or this could be just consequences of actions and choices. Okay. Some people think, okay, I'm gonna have my way, I'm gonna do what I want to do. But it makes you feel homeless in the way that you don't get what you want. In relationships, there are people. You're supposed to be at home with yourself, okay? That's where your validation should come from, where your peace should come from within yourself. But there are sometimes comes across people in our lives that make us feel at home. You ever go to somebody's house, or maybe your house is that house where anybody that comes over, next thing you know, they falling asleep because they have peace. They can rest where they are with you. You know what I mean? So that's home. And then when somebody has nothing but chaos and conflict, they don't feel home. They feel homeless. Or they could be literally teetering from home to home or in the street. But somebody's choices have gotten them in a position where they don't have stability. This would be like four wands energy in reverse. Unstable connections. Tell me more. Up, new levels, new devils. I'm on a new level. So I feel as though somebody is trying to level up. Somebody is trying to improve their life. And the more they try to improve their life, the more the devil energy is showing up in various forms. I also feel like somebody might have um, flying monkeys in their lives. And if you know anything about a flying monkey is somebody who takes direction from a very narcissistic person. And some flying monkeys don't have bad intentions, and some do, right? They just do the bidding of a narc, no matter who the narc is. So, it could be a brother or a sister of somebody, a best friend, it could be a parent, it could be a coworker. It's somebody who goes and speaks on behalf of somebody to gain your trust or to antagonize and manipulate. It could be any of that. And so sometimes when you're doing something right, everybody start coming out the woodworks. Everybody got something to say. Some kind of opinion is made. People start chit chatting, gossiping, talking. Then they start coming to you, or they trying to sabotage or monkey wrench whatever you got going on. So again, new levels, new devils. Tell me more. Mm, I heard, how could you be so heartless? You're not gonna sing y'all. That song. How could you be so heartless? I don't know whose song it is. No, it's a white guy. I can't think of their name. But anyway, that song comes to mind, and I don't know the lyrics. I just know that lyric in the song, right? Anyway, it says, in the depth of rage, a man stands, his chest open to a void, revealing the emptiness within. This card symbolizes the powerful emotions that can consume us when we feel hollow inside. It's a reminder that even in our darkest moments, acknowledging our inner void is the first step towards healing and filling our lives with light. Now, this isn't a challenge and a lesson. So, there is somebody, probably this devil energy, that's void and draining somebody else, draining someone else's heart to where they feel hollowed out. Because when you're in a bad situation or a loveless relationship or somebody who's just trying to manipulate you, they just trying to suck you dry and drain you of all what you have, whatever that is. They just trying to suck you dry and drain you. And I just feel like somebody feels heartless or they feel empty inside. They feel like they don't have nothing left. I don't know who this is, and I hope it's not any of my collectives. But again, if it is, it is something that you have to work through because this is a challenge and a lesson. So, how do you get your heart back, especially when you've been hurt so deeply or so often, or you know what I mean, or when you've given it, it has not been taken care of. It feels like it's been ripped out of your chest because people just are selfish minded, cruel, and uncaring, and you know what I mean? Like, how? How can you? Tell me more, spirit. So if this is your person, your person is experiencing karma. Maybe because of how whatever decisions and choices they made that make them feel homeless. Karma is here because it says boomerang karma. Boomerang karma suggests that the energy we send out, good or bad, quickly returns to us, emphasizing the importance of emitting positive vibes into the universe. Um, I don't know if I said it on the live, but I know I heard this the other day. It's someone said, be careful of blocking, not blocking, but trying to help, like take care of somebody and trying to help them because they seem torn down and dejected. Because yes, could you help them? Of course. Are you somebody's peace? More than likely. But they may be suffering the consequences of their own choices in life. And you stepping in and doing more than you need to do, possibly, you have to evaluate your situation and take it how it resonates, could be impeding their karma. Mm, maybe. Come on, I'm online. Okay. Oh, Thank you. So can y'all hear me? Let me know, Black Cherry, if you can hear me. Thank you. That's not the main one again, because that's what you text me. You know what? I'm not asking for shit. Thank you. Mm-hmm. I don't read nothing. Let me tell you something, y'all. Somebody you send to the store, send them a whole bunch of emoji pictures. Maybe that's the only thing that folks read these days. Shoot. Okay, Dizzy Stitches. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. But yeah, this is it. I mean, sometimes we block people's karma because we can help. We can make a change. We can, we know the answer. Let me clean up your resume. You know what I mean? Let me give you a place to stay. Let me give you something to eat. Let me put you in touch with somebody. We can do all the things to fix the situation, but they may be experiencing their karma because that's what they deserve, right? And then it's up to them to realize that they need to change something. Maybe they need to go back to the person they hurt, apologize. Something they need to make something right with them, maybe others and themselves. And we need to not block. Now, if a person comes to you and say, I need help, can you do X, Y, and Z? It's also not our job to overdo it because we can. Okay, they ask for resume help. Then that's maybe where it is. Maybe there's some suggestions you make, but they need to work on themselves. That's what it is. And if you're doing people wrong, you're going to get wrong. Oh, man. I'm at the bottom of that, but we're going to keep going. So anyway, somebody's in a stubborn silence. And this is a past energy, right? Recent past energy, stubborn silence. So somebody was getting good advice that they refused to listen to. It's almost like somebody was telling them, um, yeah, you know what? I get what you're saying, Dizzy Stitches. They may not deserve it, but they might because we have tests that we have to experience in life, right? And that test usually comes because before we got here, we decided we decided that we were going to come here for this human experience. And within this human experience, there were going to be challenges and lessons. And we have to fight those battles for ourselves when we become adults, right? So, and no, it doesn't feel like a person deserves everything that they receive, but there's something that they must change in order to stop experiencing what they're experiencing, if that makes sense. Hi, Rajan Shah. Um, I do not do personal readings on certain lives. I do them sometimes Sundays and definitely on Thursdays. So if you join me tomorrow night and you come back, I'll do a personal reading. I don't and we do live donation readings. The the a moderator will explain to you what's needed. Yeah, and she is the only one that can do it. I do have a friend and she constantly going through it. Like she has a good spirit about her, but she's we distant. Not like we're not everyday speaking, but she constantly goes through it. She's constantly the victim, in some circumstance, like whether it's work, whether it's friend, whether it's family, it's always something. And I don't know what her answer is, but it's something she must shift in her mind frame. Something she must shift in her life to not always be the victim of her circumstances. And that no matter how somebody helps you, you still have to, like, for example, somebody set you up to the point where you got an interview, you still got to go on time. You still got to dress the part. You still got to be prepared. You know what I mean? You got to look the part. You got to speak the part. You got to act like you want it. And some people will monkey wrench everything in their life. And sometimes it just seems like they attract the monkey wrenches, which is, to me, it's something in their energy that attracts these type of circumstances. It's the woe is me type of mentality that they don't seem to get past. Yep. And she has a lot of pride. See, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of pride that, yeah, that will stop you because sometimes people, they scared to ask for help because that leaves them vulnerable for whatever reason. They're scared to be vulnerable. But at the same time, they're crying victim. So it's like either you want the help and you want to do the right thing when you get it, or you just want to complain. You can't really have it both ways with a lot of people because people will leave you alone and fall back from you when they see that there's a pattern of this don't change. This is what's going on in your life, every circumstance. You know what I mean? Tell me more. Yeah, big mouth. Oh, okay, so in the past, energy, I feel like this person was, oh, so I'm getting upbringing, bringing is that's what spirits say. It's like their parent wounds. Um, they may have had a parent that talked a lot of shit, but the shit was more like talking down to them, kind of tearing down their self esteem. Um, most kids, even adults, don't necessarily admit that their parent is at fault for anything in their lives sometimes. But the script that they carry in their head is usually derived from parent wounds, somebody telling you the wrong thing about you. I just had a child tell me, wow, you just said her family abandoned her. Yeah, so this child, he's a young man, a mentee from me, one of my counselors, and we he just sat down and wanted to talk to me. He was telling me all the things that he was doing and how overwhelmed he felt. And I was like, wow, where did all this come from? Like all of a sudden, his schedule got piled up. He's playing sports in the morning, coming to my place to work, and then going to another job in about 2 weeks. So now all of a sudden, his parents want to throw on, oh, we going to California, which is on the other coast, and then we don't know when. So he don't have a way to tell his coaches what's going on. He got to take the SATs. And then he revealed to me that they said that he's hard to live with because all of a sudden he's looking to go into one of the armed forces. And I'm thinking, where in the world did that come from? But we never had that discussion. And you've been working with me the last 2 years. So I'm like, all of a sudden you go into to one of the I don't even know for sure which one he's gonna definitely do. Well, I know what he wants to do, and he's like, yeah, but they told me I was hard to live with. And I said, well, what does that mean? He said, I don't know. So it's a way of abandoning you when you're still present. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody's telling you that I don't want to deal with you no more, but then don't tell you what's wrong with you. Won't help you get better. Won't help you improve. Just throw you away. It's crazy. I feel for him. Basically, I'm trying to tell him to, hatch your plan because that means you're gonna have to move on. And I feel like he's a star in a lot of ways, but he has to prioritize what's important. And that is this is a pivotal time for him because of the fact that he's so young. He hasn't even graduated high school yet, and he has to now navigate the fact that I'm gonna have to leave my family or origin because they're telling me they don't want me in the house anymore. That's crazy to me. Anymore. So if you don't like the truth, get to stepping. This is part of the reason why this person feels homeless is because they haven't accepted the truth and they need to get to stepping. They need to be bold. They need to be fearless, and they need to be honest with themselves. Like, and sometimes in circumstances, the writing is on the wall, right? The red flags are blazing. And we still don't want to accept what we're seeing. We still want it to not be what we see, what we know. We want it to be something else. And sometimes and I say we, I mean human beings. We don't want to, we want to be in that delusion, like it could get better. It's not gonna always be like this. But we could be wrong. We are wrong sometimes. We're wrong, and we have to admit when we're wrong. We can't always accept something at face value and then see it as face value, but then not realize that we got to course correct. We have to change. We have to do something new, do something different. Why? Because we're harming ourselves by staying in situations that aren't good for us anymore. Like the young man I just mentioned, his family is basically telling him, I don't, by hook or crook, you got to go at some point. Now, honestly, I feel like for him, it's probably a money thing. He hasn't approached 18 yet. But as soon as he get a license, that's going to cost him more money in the state for insurance. There's things he needs. He's a big boy. He eats a lot, and but they don't. They have the pride and the ego that will not tell him it's a financial thing. So they're just telling him basic, like, well, you're hard to live with, but not telling him what. Now, everybody's situation is not that, but people tell you in their actions. Okay, it's not just your words. People show you that you don't belong here, or you need to pick up, you need to move on, you need to let me go, whoever me is, right? Because I'm not good for you, I don't appreciate you, I don't respect you or value you by the way I treat you. It's really not a question of should I stay or should I go. You tend to learn better if you pay attention, if you respect the lesson. Some people will. I've had clients before, not many, one or two over the years, that were like, ah, I remember one woman self told me that her family sent her to get a reading from me. I said, okay, because I've read most of them. Um, I said everything apparently that they said. And I never met her before. So everybody's always telling me that. I said, but there's got to be a root cause to it. What do you observe? I don't know. That is somebody in a severe delusion that refuses to see something that they need to see. But everybody else around you knows. This is why I'm saying with the flying monkeys, new levels, new devils. People know when you are a sitting duck. People know when you um are weak for something that you shouldn't be weak for, that you are vulnerable about. They know. And then they come in, some people come in and tell you to do the right thing, and other people come in to take advantage of it. And I feel like somebody's being sabotaged and taken advantage of because they feel drained and hollowed out. And I also feel like this person may feel very angry about their situation. Oh, what are these cards? These cards are called Intrusive Thoughts Oracle by another reader, Mystic Beauty. Her channel is Cosmic Royalty, Cosmic. Shoot, I don't even know. Cosmic Royals. Anyway, Mystic Beauty. That's her name. She created the deck. But telling you, them flying monkeys, some will come in with the fake concern, some come in with the real concern. But folks are going to be coming at somebody on all sides because they are being hollowed out as we speak. Ooh, natural disaster, retribution, judgment, reckoning, correction, consequences, huh, payback, and vindication. Listen, First thing I heard was consequences for actions, consequences for choices. That's coming up more than once. Somebody feels homeless because of consequences for choices that they made. So, when you when you're in the delusion that you refuse to change from, you refuse to accept. Because again, this person has a stubborn silence, right? Their ego, their pride, they don't want to hear it. It's like la la nah nah nah. I don't want to hear it with their fingers in their ear, right? You can't if you make a decision from a point of my ears are closed, you tend to make a decision that's gonna lead you into chaos and conflict. It's gonna lead you to chaos and conflict. You can't say you didn't know. You can only say you chose not to deal with it. You chose not to acknowledge it. You chose not to make a good choice, right? When you are in stubborn silence, when you just don't want to hear it. You choose. That's what you choose. Tell me more, Spirit. You know what? Dizzy stitches. I'm trying to tell you, I know somebody like that. Look, heartless in real estate, real estate sold. See, this is also in the challenge and the lesson. So this heartless individual or this person who's being hollowed out by sabotage from themselves, sabotage from others, their challenge is they need to move on. That's why real estate is here. Beginnings, prosperity, foundation, sanctuary, growth, stability, community, homecoming. That's their challenge and their lesson. They're supposed to put aside whatever this negativity is. They're supposed to reparent themselves, right? So that they can grow, so that they can move on, so that they can level up. They're supposed to be successful. That's what the lessons are really about. If you get your lessons and you move on, you prosper. One of the things I learned young in life is that there are monks, right? And similar to rites of passages in many other cultures and traditions, you cannot advance to one stage without learning the lessons from the current stage. So if you're in the first stage, you gotta learn all the first stage stuff. When you've mastered that, you can grow in your growth and development. You can move on to the second stage, similar to like the Masons, right? They have multiple degrees. The top one is considered publicly is the 33rd degree, but there are rituals and there are levels and lessons they must go through starting at lesson one, from what I understand. Okay, I'm not a Mason, but I'm giving the fact that you can be a Mason at the fifth degree or the sixth degree or 12th degree, all the way up to the 33rd degree. You got to learn some sort of lesson so you can stop repeating the action that keeps giving you the problems that you have. This person would not have multiple problems if they didn't have stubborn silence. Your person, this person needs to go to therapy. She needs some work done on her. Therapy. She might need a good spiritualist, a good trusted one, somebody ain't playing with her. Cause she could do shrooms if she does it right with the right people or some ayahuasca. If she's ready. She gotta really change her mind, and she's gonna have to put in some effort in order to do that. And it might be a lot. Oh, them Libras is. I ain't going because I got a Libra move, but them Libras is something else. Okay, tell me more. Spiritual Bay. You know, so this is sound like this is leading somebody into an awakening. Oh, it is. What's the bottom of the deck? Transformation. It is. It's leading somebody to a transformation. My spouse and I had a friend that we were going to do business with, and we were only going to do one little portion of the business, so some one product there. And during the process of them getting ready to open, they start asking us about the machine that we use. How much does it cost? Because they want to get one. So it started to sound like they wanted to do the part that we agreed. So we just kind of backed off and left it alone. But we offer some suggestions. And we said, you know what, you do you. If that's, we didn't say, we just say it. We just backed off because we realized that this person was very headstrong. They wanted to do it their way. Their pride and ego was involved. They weren't listening to anybody's suggestions. They only wanted to do it their way. So we said, okay, you know what? He got it. We're gonna leave it alone. And a couple, let's say in November of last year, their spot got taken over. I'll put it that way. Taken over and shut down because of the way they were handling business. So they pretty much got set up. Um, but by January, they approached my spouse and started to say that they were having a spiritual awakening and they needed somebody to talk to. So they talked to my spouse about it because they're friends anyway. And I feel like they are the new spiritual bay. This is what I'm getting with this card. They are the new spiritual bay. They had it all figured out, and then life came and gave them a whammy. And that sometimes that karma, that boomerang karma, will shake you into a spiritual awakening that you didn't anticipate. You know what I'm saying? And then now they're going through a transformation. But some people, y'all, it's some people you could trick them, like they could walk across the floor and notice that there's the rug is loose and they trip and they fall. Then that person will pay attention to everywhere they walk. But then you got people who would trip over that and fall over this. They still won't pay attention. They'll be on their phone in the crosswalk, damn near hit by a car. Like some people have to go hit rock bottom to the point where you know that you personally would never need to go that far. You see it one time or a little bit of it, and that's enough for you. And some people just keep spiraling, keep spiraling. And the problem is what I mentioned earlier before that is sometimes there are people like yourself or others who stop them from getting to that rock bottom. So that particular stubborn, hard headed person doesn't get the lesson. They don't understand. Because somebody always coddled them or felt bad for them. Sometimes folks live in their victimhood and you can't get them out of it because oddly enough, they're comfortable pointing to, well, this person did this to me and that's why I'm not blah blah blah, and then this person did that to me, and they tell that story to everybody they meet, how all these people harmed them, but they didn't tell you how they fixed it. They didn't tell you that the next person they did something different with because they didn't. You can't just be a victim with somebody and then a victim to this person, and you change something. You couldn't. There's no way you changed any way you move. That's like somebody picking up hitchhikers and always getting robbed and then can't understand why they getting robbed. Because you keep picking strangers up. Like what happened the first time you picked up a stranger and you got robbed, why wouldn't you think it would happen again? Giovanni, are you listen, Igor, you are 1,000% right. This Saturn is going to discipline everybody. Anybody I come across and we experiencing and we talking about these things, I do remind them Saturn retrograde is not coming to play with people, and this Neptune retrograde is coming to deal with them delusions you got. But Saturn is going to discipline you. Saturn is going to show you what you need to be doing. Saturn is going to say, okay, you keep doing it that way. Let me show you why that's not going to work. Let me show you this year why you're going to continue to have problems because you don't want to get the lesson. Let me show you how I'm going to strip everything out of your life because you still being hard-headed. Let me show you. That's what Saturn's going to do. Saturn is bringing all the natural disasters out in your life. All the judgment, all the reckoning that you need to do, all the correction, all the consequences, and some of the payback too. And with vindication, I also feel like it brings some vindictiveness out on people. People that had it out for you all along and you didn't realize it and you didn't want to listen and you just thought you got it. They're not, nobody can do anything to you. Sometimes you think people are being in victimhood but still be delusional, like nothing's gonna happen to me. I can pick up all the hitchhikers I want. Nothing's gonna happen to me. Bam, you get robbed again. It don't make no sense to keep doing the same thing. So somebody's experiencing, if folks get out their way, somebody will experience this transformation. They will be illuminated. They will be broken down to the very last compound. And the only thing they can do is build themselves up from there. That's it. As you can see, emergence, radiance, grace, elevation, and transcendence. That is the only way. Like, we gotta get out. It's like, not my monkey, not my circus. We have to get out of people's way so they can become the new spiritual bay. Also, so that they can embrace it, not just look the part, not just, get the tattoo, say I'm spiritual, not just, I'm saying, say a couple things that sound, what they call woke or conspiracy theories or whatever. Not just that. Just walk. Not only that, walk the walk and talk the talk. Elevate their mind. They don't have to become readers. They just need to know how to center themselves and become more peaceful in their life. They need to center themselves, meditate. They need to say some affirmations. They need to start manifesting better for themselves. Not the same old, well, when I was a kid, my father did this to me, and so that's why I'm this way. Okay, you can't change. You can't do something different. That's like, well, my father drinks, so I'm a drinker. No, you don't have to be none of that. But people will tell you that's their excuse and their reason for living in their trauma or living in their victimhood. When we came to this planet, it's our goal and our purpose to learn our lesson. Unless, in fact, they came here with karmic purposes to live out that karmic life. And that's a whole different story, because some people don't come here to learn lessons. They didn't come here to heal. They came here to be the lesson. They came here to wreak havoc in somebody's life. They didn't come here to get anything out of it besides that. Some don't. Not in this lifetime. Tell me more, Spirit. Give me one more of this deck, and we're going to go to Tarot. All right. Engagement. Oh, okay. So the Spirit said the goal was partnership, union, to keep promises, to make bonds, and to be committed. That was the goal of this lifetime for somebody, but they haven't. I don't think they haven't actualized that yet. Maybe they want to or whatever. They haven't done it. So some people are really. That's why they feel homeless, because you are home to this person. You are home to somebody, and this person is homeless because they don't like the truth. They don't want to listen. They still in this stubborn silence. I don't want to listen. But they listen in the big mouth people, or they listen to people that tore them down with foul mouth, no all talk, no action. People who gossip, spread rumors, or broke them down emotionally. So their life is a shitstorm, to be honest with you, with this natural disaster here. this boomerang of karma with this new spiritual bay. Like this person can potentially grow, but again, you got to get out their way. Well, somebody has to stop saving them from their karma. You know, when you are a spiritual being, and I do believe my collective, when y'all come on, it's because y'all are spiritual beings. Y'all would see my messages if you weren't. Because a lot of times, spiritual beings, we see things coming a mile away and we want to warn somebody. We want to tell them, no, 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 don't do it that way, don't do it that way. But people are in that stubborn silence and they got to do it the way they want to do it. Let them. Let them without expectation of them doing it your way. Let them without feeling like you got to control the situation. Let them do it whether you give them the advice or not. Let them go. Go find their way. Let them go fall. You know, babies sometimes gotta fall before, you know what I mean? Like after they crawl and they get up walking, they gonna have to fall a couple times. It's okay to stop them from hitting their head, but they're babies. When we become adults, though, our bumps and bruises are a bit different, way more intense. And if you see somebody doing the same thing over and over again, well, then maybe they want those bumps and bruises, and you gotta let them have it. You can't always stop them. Tell me more, spirit. Hmm, I got two cards. Oh, the devil. So this person, whoever the big mouth energy is in their life that can get past that stubborn silence or has created the stubborn silence with them is a devil. Remember, I said new level, new devils. It's flying monkey. These two cards came out because whoever the devil energy is in this person's life creates a lot of confusion, gives this person the illusion that they have a lot of options. They may have options or they may not have good options. They may have a lot of bad options, a lot of bad choices. I'm getting energy of somebody who may numb to deal with however they choose life to be right now. So if they are drinking or smoking, drugging or whatever, you know, whatever they're using to compensate and cope whatever life circumstances are right now is being kind of pushed on them by some devil energy, somebody who is a foul mouth individual, somebody who um I'm hearing abuses their power with this person. So it's like damn, I'm hearing somebody was a good person but easily swayed, very innocent, very naive at some point in time. This person can't get out of that naive. They can't get out of that. For some reason, they feel stuck. Like this person could have arrested development because I'm getting a very immature energy, a energy of somebody who can't get out of their own way. That um, like they're childlike, but they're not. So they're not a child. They're an adult, but they think like a child at times. Because okay, Spirit said they think like that when they don't want to get hurt. That's the major roadblock somebody's going through. They think like a child when they don't want to get hurt. They want to think that everything's fine, everybody's okay, everybody's having a great day. You know, and it's like, no, um, this is happening and that is happening, right? And then when this person is like thoroughly crushed, they become a victim. And it's weird. I don't know why I'm getting that back and forth, but this person could have mental issues, you know, that are unaddressed. Um, I don't know what this would be called. Not, it's not given bipolar, but I don't know. I'm not really sure. All I know is this person's personality kind of switches from adulthood, woe was me, I'm a victim of my life, to a child who has this weird delusional optimism but for the wrong things. I hope that makes sense, because it's not making sense to me, but it might make sense to you. Like somebody's just, I almost said personality adjustment, but I feel like it's that they don't know who they are, and they got some coping mechanisms in their mind. Like it's a mental thing. It's something that first there's something that developed in childhood to protect them. Wow. When I was 15, I went and saw Malcolm Jamal Warner in a play. It was pretty much a one man play. I I kind of think it was maybe another character or maybe it was a narrator, but it was mostly a one man show. And he played a teenager who was severely abused as a child, and then he would disassociate. That's what it is. This person disassociates with their reality. Okay, so in this play, he would disassociate with his reality, and he had to actually become um a, um, um a prostitute, but he had a very like I want to say in back in the day we used the word retarded, so he might have been delayed in some way, due to the trauma and abuse that he was that impacted him. So he had looked like almost a full grown man because he was a teenager in his late teens, but he had the mind of a child and he loved comic books, but yet he would still be a slave, a sex slave for these individuals. This was all in this one man play. It was pretty deep, and he would disassociate. So I think that whenever those times came, he imagined himself as a superhero. Okay, the play was deep. I'll never forget. I don't remember all the parts, but yeah, this person disassociates from what goes on. This is what also helps them stay in their victimhood longer because they disassociate. Wow. They don't want to deal with their reality. So they do whatever they can to not accept what it is. Yeah. And this came out sideways, so crossing. So this person may have talent, skills, ambition, but I feel like they're a little lost and they don't know what to do with it because they're being directed by devil individuals that don't mean them well. So this person doesn't have guidance, right? And it's not because somebody wouldn't be willing to guide them, but it's because they also don't accept guidance well. This person is very lost on their journey and they got the wrong people in their ear. Tell me more. Oh yeah. And look at this. They have a loss of money. So whatever their vocation is right now, whatever the work that they do, they're not making money from that work. They're missing chances, losing opportunities. They're totally unstable. They might be between jobs or between gigs. Whatever it is that they do, it's not stable anymore. They could have made bad investments, terrible planning. Maybe they had a job, right? And I don't like it. The hours are bad, because they're a little delusional. So they'll quit a job before having the next job and also having stability. So they teeter on homelessness a lot because of the choices that they make. And this person doesn't plan well. But they also have the ability to be like that if they got people in their lives who pick them up right before they completely fall. This person needs this dark night of the soul in order to learn. You got the magician here, trickery, deceptive. So this person is constantly manipulated, but they also know how to manipulate. Um, they're poor planner. This is the second card of poor planning. Twice. Poor planning, wasted talent. You know, all right, I'm gonna say this too. When a person lives in a victimhood, they do become a good manipulator because they're in survival mode all the time. When a person is constantly in survival mode, they do whatever it takes to get their needs met. What usually ends up happening though, it makes the person, you see heartless here, it makes the person that they ask for help or receive help from feel like they just used them. Because this person will go get something from you, then go get something else from somebody else, may not thank you, may not show any appreciation, may act like you were supposed to do it, you know what I mean, instead of them, you know what I mean? Like, it's a very selfish mindset that a person will do when they're constantly in survival mode. And it makes people that try to support them feel used. And it comes off very opportunistic. And it also comes off very manipulative because you asking me this, but then you're doing that. Or you ask the so and so this and you know what I mean? Like for example, a friend of mine said this family that she knew of was saying that they were hungry. So she said, "All right, I'm gonna buy you a pizza and for you and so the kids can eat and some soda." And then they took it the next level with her and had the nerve to ask her for some money to buy weed. And she was like, "No, that's where I draw the line. You said you were hungry. I can't supply all your needs just so you to cope. I'm not buying your blunts. I'm not buying your weed or whatever you want to consume outside of what you need." And a manipulative person or somebody always in survival mode, like I said, using vices to cope, will want all of their needs met the way they want them met. And it really comes off um, very manipulative. It feels very selfish minded of them to treat you like that because here it is, you trying to help that person and they trying to get everything they can get out of you. So you gotta watch an individual like that. And like again, they need to fall on completely on their behind and stop being helped so they can see where their priorities should be. Yep. Mm. Black Cherry, you tired? Okay, so this person, I keep forgetting I don't have a computer camera on. So we got the Six of Cups now. So this person wants a reconciliation. This person wants to go back to the past. They want to go to be in a position where they felt love, where they felt supported, where things feel familiar and good, right? Um, Innocent. They want to be innocent. They want to be carefree. Again, I feel like this person does not want to grow up. Unfortunately, I feel like they lack some major maturity as an adult to cope with their circumstances in life. So they rather be somewhere where it feels good. You know what I mean? Where maybe they don't have certain level of responsibility. Somebody might I see you, Black Cherry. Somebody might want to just be taken care of instead of take care of themselves. And that usually is a precursor to I'm about to lose this job because then I need somebody's help. And people feel bad when you lose your job because wow, what happened? Oh my God, they fired you. Why? Or they let you go? Or how did you lose your job? And this person is woe is me. I got an audience now. I'm getting somebody's attention now. Somebody's going to sit there and, coddle me temporarily. Part of my survival mode manipulation. You know what I'm saying? And this is slows down their pace. This creates blockages. This postpones things. It's also part of their chaos. This person is very pessimistic, sluggish, slow to move, slow to grow, slow to get their stuff together. You're like, come on, let's go, let's go. Or did you call Sam at the such such job? They're ready to interview you. That was a week ago. Did you call him? Oh no, I didn't call him yet because some nonsense that don't make no sense. I was told a family member wanted us to pay for their medication many, many, many years ago. This is about 20 years ago from now. And when we called the pharmacist, well, one, we told them we could do it one time, but we're not going to do that every month. You can still work. You need to work, right? So we get to visit, we go to visit. This is like several states away. We go to visit, and they have the empty bottle. I'm like, so what happened to looking for a job? What happened to getting your Social Security that you are entitled to that you didn't apply for? And you know what they told me? Oh, what they said? Oh, I can't. Well, I haven't gone because you gotta pay for parking. Wait, what? So you didn't go to the Social Security Administration building to get money that you could get every month to survive because you have to pay for parking? And a family member, new levels, new devils, flying monkeys, maybe a couple weeks later called us saying, well, you got to help that person, and that person is your X, Y, and Z. I ain't gonna say who they are. You got to help that person because they need help, and if I can, I'll send them $10 when I can. And then when we explain to them what was left out, what they didn't know, and the fact that this person has money available to them based on age and circumstance, and they won't get it because they claim they gotta pay for parking. They had to pick their face up off the ground because they couldn't believe it. I'm like, yeah. So why you over there chastising us saying we gotta do something? This person won't do it for themselves, and they could. So not my monkey, not my circus. I don't help people that won't help themselves. If I see that you refuse, and this is just me projecting what I would do. If I see that you refuse to help yourself, I'm going to let you go figure it out because I'm not going to stress myself out to do things that you can do. You will have the capability mentally and physically to do for yourself. This is not somebody who's incapable because I'm a natural caregiver. I've definitely taken care of people who are incapable of taking care of themselves. But those that are capable will not get that from me as they shouldn't. And we got to get out of people's way. I learned the hard way, but I learned my lesson. My lesson is not to come in here in this earth, on this earth, in this incarnation, and think I can do it for everybody because I can't. I don't have the capacity, and neither do you. So if you are in a position like this, listen to my words. Back the hell off and let them ask for the help that they need and make the major changes they need to make for their betterment because people will drain the hell out of you, suck you dry, and go back and go around and find somebody else to do what you won't do because they in survival mode and they being selfish. And meanwhile, you feeling some kind of way. Mm-mm. No. And when I do it, I don't feel bad. I may have sometimes people can get in your skin and really make you feel like why you didn't do it. They might even start rumors about you. So you gotta have your boundaries up and you gotta not care when it comes down to that. Because if you know that you have done all you can for somebody and you observe that they playing games with you, they're being manipulative or they're not really trying, it's best to just back the hell up. Back up. Let them say whatever they want to say. Let them vilify you because what's coming for this person is karma. And they need to level up in their spirituality. They need to learn to call on God. They need to also listen to the intuition, the voice of God that speaks to them. They need to start hearing that voice now. Because you could play with people to an extent. And then when people throw their boundaries up, some people be done for good. Some people are like, well, when you get it together, come see me. It all depends on the circumstance. But people need to make an effort. They need to at least be meeting you halfway at bare minimum. Or they need to be making 1,000% effort so you can see that whatever you're doing is worthwhile. They're supposed to be with community. They're supposed to engage. They're supposed to be loyal. This is the lesson that they're supposed to be coming to learn here. But this person is in their chaotic. excuse me, chaotic energy, which is slowing down their pace in life, which is causing blockages and delays. And if you let them, will cause blockages and delays within your life as well. So be careful, y'all, when you got people in your life that they feel like a drain. Because if they feel like it, they are. You know what I mean? They really are. Like you get off of the phone with somebody, um, and let's just say you just finished talking to them about their circumstances. And when you get off, you got a headache or you feel extra tired. This person is siphoning your energy on a pool to trip. She was your DD and left her. Wait a minute, what does DD mean? Designated driver and left you. Shut up. Wow. I saw it before you said it. I had to say it out loud. I'm like, wait, DD. Hmm. These are kind of people that I'm seeing that will not raise their level until they realize the karma that they put out there. These are kind of people, and I feel like it came up in the last reading a little bit. That will, for example, I was mentioning a card, but these are kind of people that you will bend over backwards to make sure that they're okay because you just genuinely, that's who you are. But the moment you ask them for help, they can't do it. Oh, I gotta work tomorrow, so I'm gonna miss sleep. But I just need you to do this quickie with me right now because I need this solid and I'll say, for example, like you don't want to call AAA. If they come and bring your jumper cables, you'll be fine. Something like that, right? But this person will be like, you want me to do what? Like, I need to go to bed in like 3 hours, and like you wouldn't believe the selfishness that comes from that individual. That's the type of person I'm talking about. They'll say things like, I gotta stop my day for you, like, but I got important things to do. They let you know in the way that they treat you, and sometimes it's the what they say, and you got to let that be. They'll betray you because they're always in survival mode. So that selfishness knows no bounds. They don't care how they hurt you. They don't care how they offend you. None of that matters to them until they go through their transformation. None of that will matter to that person until they've had to get it out the paint themselves or the dirt or the mud or whatever they call it, right? This person has to have a moment in life, and that moment could be a year, several years, whatever, to reflect on who was, because this person, and this is what the likely outcome. They're going to reflect who was there for them, who showed them unconditional love, who treated them nicely, who made them feel, special. That's the likely outcome with karma is they're going to realize who actually loved them, either maybe for a long time or from childhood, but they're going to realize who was there for them and who wasn't because they're going to go through people. They're going to keep going through people until they realize, well, damn, I did people dirty until they come some conclusion what they have been doing and what has also been done to them. And a lot of people, not a lot, I'm gonna say people in this position and this with this mindset have to lose in order to learn the lesson. They can't keep standing on their feet. If they keep having 9 lives, or put it this way, they on their 8th life because somebody intervened. Once they get that 9 life, whatever, they then will only get it when somebody let it go. I feel like, when we show people unconditional love, we're doing it from our heart. We're not doing it to count the favors. But I will say that when you realize that this person you show love to does not show love back or even can betray you, it does make you reflect like, damn, what did I miss? Because I just kept helping this person. I just kept loving on this person. I kept trying with this person because you wanted them to get it right. You wanted them to get better. You wanted them to be okay. It makes you count the times when they could have helped you, when they could have reciprocated. It does. It makes you reflect on it. And it wasn't because you did it to get something with that intention, but we kind of expect that we will be treated well when we treat others well. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So we have to know when to throw them boundaries up, know when we are beyond our capacity so that we don't become heartless and angry because we help somebody. We also need to learn that there are limits when we offer support. That when it's offered, it should be with a limit. Like I had a family member come by and stay, and I told her she's young, so I told her, I said, listen, I don't do the in and out of my life stuff. So if you decide that you want to leave at some point because you can't get it together, you're not coming back. So don't try, right? But I'm not gonna put my family through that back and forth. So you can come and you can stay. But if you decide, I don't want to, I can't hack it here, wherever you go is where you go. And I will happily let you go. I'm not gonna try to hold you. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not gonna hold you. After experiencing something else, I had to set that boundary with somebody I allowed to come into my home, and I tried to help. And she made it 3 weeks. And when she realized her paycheck was a week away and she had spent all her money on Sheen and other nonsense and stuff, and I wasn't going to supply her like the parents did, she was like, oh, I gotta go. I was like, oh, okay, sure. And she went, and I know that she instantly regretted because she was right back in the same cycle that she ran from. Not my monkey, not my circus, and not my problem. I told you if you didn't have the fortitude to do what you needed to do, that was my boundary. And it protects my peace, and I don't feel bad. Sometimes you're going to put your foot down with these people that are, I'm a victim, I'm running, I need help, when they really don't want the help. They're not ready for the help. And you're going to have to put some boundaries on that so that you don't have to figure it out later. Like, this is what I'll do to this limit. And that's it. And limit it. So that's the reading, y'all. I mean, I don't feel like I'm rambling. I feel like this is what Spirit is telling me all these things to let you know. Like, people will take advantage of you if you let them. But they can change and they can get better. That's why I'm seeing boomerang karma with spiritual bay and the Six of Cups. So somebody has to fall, and you got to stop helping them so that they can see the big picture since they wanted to be in stubborn silence. So you want to be in stubborn silence and you don't want to listen and you want to do it your way and you don't want to, you think everybody trying to control you because all they doing is trying to help you and you want to be in silence? Well, then, boo boo, go live your life that way and see how that works out for you. But those that try to love you unconditionally have to learn to back off and let that person go figure it out. So that's the reading, y'all. You take it how it resonates. If it don't resonate, don't take it. If you're new, please subscribe to the channel. I'll actually do another one because I'm up. I was actually relaxed today. Um, yeah, I had a good day and I didn't overdo it. So I feel energetically good enough to open up a next reading. So if you want to come check me, I'll be right back on in a few minutes. But thank you for coming to the reading, y'all. In the meantime, peace.